and that is the role of Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
I had dreams of that role for the past, I want to say, 3 to 4 years now, and I
Okay.
continue to pray about it every day. And like people I know would tell me that, oh, I feel like you look the part. Like people just randomly bring. There's this is not. I believe in a God that there's no coincidences. So
Right.
everything is
Right.
purposeful. Everything happens for a reason. And there's a
Right.
reason why I keep having these dreams. There's a reason why people keep telling me that they feel like I could play this role. So hopefully that will come one day.
Right, absolutely. Guys, I want to tell you if you're just joining me on this interview, I am interviewing Sacramento actor Kaleb Roberts. We're a little bit late starting the stream, so we are here. I'm also live on Instagram, so forgive us for that. This is actor Kaleb Roberts, Sacramento, California. We're talking about his film that he starred in, one of the stars of a film that was directed by Nick Anderson called The Change. He played Jeremiah.
Yes.
He played Jeremiah in that film. He was only 13 years old. 13 years old at that time. So we've been discussing that and going through his process of how he gets in the character. And I really like how you talked about dealing with auditions because I have to say, as an adult, a grown adult, and dealing with auditions, very stressful. Especially the anxiety of it and getting in your head thinking that when the role is over with, you're supposed to just walk away and be done with it. Thank goodness Kaleb had a teacher to teach him that once that's gone, you're on to your next role. But it is definitely high anxiety with that and rejection. And you said you deal with rejection by,
Turning it into redirection. Rejection
there
is
you
turning
go.
redirection.
So right now you're in college, and what are you studying in college?
I'm majoring in film and media studies.
Okay. So there's also another career that we were talking about backstage, and we're talking about music. Where are we at with music? When did you decide, this is also something that I want to do? And was music something that you wanted to do first before you decided to get into acting?
No, I wouldn't say so. My love for music, just music, has been around my entire life, but mainly it was watching my older brother. He used to write a lot of music, but never would record it. And I remember I loved the way I loved the way his mind worked when it came to writing music. And since I love music so much, I was like, I think it would be fun to just create that. And I first started like trying to mimic other artists, and then I took a 2 year gap on it, and
Okay.
then I found my own voice, and I was able to record and drop my first studio project this past summer.
Okay. Tell me about that project.
So it's an EP called Bitter Root, Sweet Fruit, and it's based on the Bible verse Hebrews 12:15. Um, See to it that no one falls short of the grace of God, and that no bitter root grows up to cause trouble and defile many. And the project is about taking the bitterness out of my soul and forming it into something beautiful. So what I talk about in the project, I talk about certain uncomfortable moments in my life, certain vulnerabilities that I wasn't too comfortable with, and I
Okay.
learned how to take it all to God, and God was able to show me the light and show me the beauty of imperfection.
Right. I love that you say that. And talking to you, I have to say you're very mature for your age. You kind of have this with your picture when your mom sent me your headshot. I'm looking at your headshot, and it's like this young man knows where he's going, basically knows where he's been, knows where he's going. For you, in like 5 years, do you want to get into directing? Where do you think you'll be from that? And
That's
also, I'll answer that because I have a question on top of that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's what I'm majoring for, to be a
Okay.
director and writer. I recently just wrote my first script, finished my first script, so trying to get that stuff situated. But yeah, I think yeah, directing and writing has definitely been integrated when it comes to me being in this industry for sure.
Right. Um, is there a particular actor that inspired you or that inspires you? Even
Yes,
artists?
Chadwick Boseman was like my first inspiration. People who went to school with me know that when Black Panther dropped, I came to school in a Black Panther mask, and I would do an African accent all everywhere, all the time. I even recorded a video of me doing the African accent for the Langston Hughes poem "I Too Am America." Um, I just love Chadwick's the way he becomes a character. His passion was very inspiring and very motivational, and he taught me how to use struggles, turn struggles into purpose. That was the main thing I always took away from him. And God rest his soul. But yeah,
Absolutely.
that's who that's who really inspired me to propel and excel in acting.
Right. But stage work, you do stage work, right? You do plays and all that. Tell me about that. And what's your favorite, like between stage and film, or is it both the same?
Um, I realized after being in stage work, it is dramatically different from film work. This recent play I just did called Mud River Stone at Celebration Arts of Black Theater Company out here in Sacramento. Um, that was a challenge because I'm not very experienced in stage work, and
Okay.
so I got the biggest no of projection. That was like the main thing I was struggling with was projecting loud. Like because
Right.
any other play I did, I was used to having a mic or something to amplify my voice, but having to not only project loud but also do it in an accent was
Right.
very challenging. Um, but I love stage work because I get to use all of my body. I get
Right.
to be more free and liberated in my body, and it,
Right.
it challenged me, and it was able to transition how I do film work now. I definitely think how I look at characters is different now because of stage work.
Right.
I was preparing for that role for probably 2.5, 3 months, and then
Wow.
having to flesh that character out for a month worth of performances was incredible. Was a very incredible experience.
When you have lines, and I mean, and I'm not just talking lines, when you have like paragraphs,
Mhm.
monologues to remember, how do you go about remembering that? Because I do want to mention back in the day, way before you were born, there was a show called Dennis the Menace in the 50s. And
Mhm.
this kid was great, but how they would prepare him to remember his lines was his mom would read him his lines as he would go to sleep so that he would wake up, and that was just the way that they do it, and he was able to go on set and carry the whole show. How do you go about remembering those monologues?
Mainly connecting with the character first. I
Okay.
completely flesh out the character on, okay, what is he thinking? How does he move? How does he address himself? How does he uphold himself? And stuff like that. And the more you get connected to your character, the more the lines just literally become second nature. And
Right.
obviously, practicing. I practice with my mom sometimes, or I'll call up one of my friends and have them run lines with me any way I can. Or it will just be saying it over and over again, saying it over and over again until it just gets stuck in my head.
Right. Are you the only child? Do you have other siblings, or are your parents in the entertainment industry?
I
You
have two
know,
older
is
brothers.
this a, you know what I mean? Is this a family thing?
No, this is definitely not a family thing. I have two older brothers. My mom is a nerd, so she comes
Okay.
from pharmaceutical company. She
Okay.
used to work in a nuclear power plant.
Okay.
My first older brother, he was into football. Um,
Okay.
my other older brother, he was more of a being near like a doctor field, therapist, psychology
Okay.
field.
Okay.
So definitely is the first for entertainment purposes
That's
for
awesome.
sure.
That's awesome. Do you feel like well, I have to say right now in Sacramento, I was talking with another actor about it. It's to the point to where you don't have to go to LA. You don't have to, you can do everything here. Do you have aspirations to move into LA and kind of really really go in there with your acting, like, being so involved to where you're moving down to Southern California? A lot of people do that, but I don't feel you have to in Sacramento. How do you feel about that?
Definitely first starting for sure. It was like LA was the dream, was making out to LA.
Right.
And it kind of happened all the way up to high school. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to college in LA, and that's where I'm gonna excel in film.
Okay.
That's where I'm gonna get those big opportunities. But then when COVID happened and everything was virtually, um, there was kind of no point into going out to LA anymore. I think
Right.
LA would be a cool place to live temporarily.
Right.
I'm not as very keen on going to LA now per se, but I'm
Okay.
still definitely interested.
Right. With your writing, first of all, with your acting, are you a dramatic actor? What
Mhm.
what what
A very
genre of acting?
dramatic actor for
Dramatic. What
sure.
do you like about a drama? Because with us actors, there's something about us in drama. We love drama. What is it about drama that drives you to that?
Being comfortable with your vulnerabilities, definitely for
Right.
sure. I'm
Right.
a person who's very like reserved and
Okay.
introverted. I have a problem with communicating my feelings and accepting what I went through in life. And playing dramatic roles have forced me to face them and use
Okay.
them for good. And definitely, you always want to have that breakout moment of, oh, am I
Right.
going to cry on camera, or am I going to
Right.
have that out and just the character. So
Right.
yeah, I think that's why I'm more interested in dramatic roles, and also just because I want people to watch me and be able to relate to that,
Right.
and want to take something from that. Like I want to have that performance where someone's like, yeah, that performance changed my life. That performance made me think differently, because that's the point of what
Right.
we do. We're storytellers, and we
Right.
want people to relate and find comfort in those stories.
Right. Right. Back to music, because I mean we're talking to a dual artist here, and actually a writer. He's into music and he's acting. With your music,
Mhm.
if that takes off, and when it does, because it will take off, will you devote a chunk of your time to really just delve into music? Because I've had actors here that Antonio Leaks, shout out to you. I was telling you about Antonio, who started
Mhm.
out as a very successful rapper actually, that got into acting, and Mark Snipes, the comedian, very successful rapper. I mean, opening shows for huge artists, wanted to be a comedian. So for you, how would that be for you? You can do it all, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, when it comes to me music making, I kind of write something that's extremely heavy on my heart, or God wants me to get a certain message across.
Okay.
So I don't think I'll only put in a chunk of time when I have something that needs to be shared.
Okay.
And I always find a way to integrate it with my schedule just in general. I was writing my first project, I was writing some of those songs in class, like
Okay.
walking outside of class, walking back to my mom's car and stuff like that. Like I would write anywhere. Like I think
Right.
one of the biggest songs on there I wrote while I was at church. So yeah, with that process a little bit different.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to re-put someone, Isaiah Brown.
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay, okay. What's up, Isaiah? We were just talking about you, actually. What do you think about other child actors? You think about the fact of the struggles that they deal with, and I know you're talking about things that you've dealt with. What is your opinion on that?
With child actors is always a touchy subject.
Yeah.
Mainly because a lot of child actors that I came across have been acting since they were like toddlers, basically.
Right.
I
Yeah.
came in like preteen, so
Right.
I was new, but I was still a young actor. And
Right.
there's a lot of old stories about bad things that happen to child
Yeah.
actors. And I think the hardest part about being a child actor is balancing life and work.
Okay.
Um, Definitely that lines blur. Like for me, I was in online school for all of my high school career,
Okay.
and I would hear like conflicting sides. I would hear, oh, you're not being a kid, and you're not getting those opportunities like prom and homecoming and all
Right.
that. And I had the other side of like, no, like this is what you asked to do. Like, this is the sacrifice you have to take to be in this industry. And I was always battling against those sides, and balancing life and work was extremely tough for me. Um, but yeah, I think if your heart tells you to do something,
Right.
then pursue it, then do it. You're never too young to do anything. Um, like my mom always told me, prove the doubters wrong because you're still mighty and strong. So anybody who was against me doing that and against me doing it this way, I'm proving you wrong. I'm just gonna prove
Right.
you wrong. So
What do you feel your biggest strengths are and your weaknesses are?
my biggest strength is that I have God on my side for sure.
Absolutely.
Um, my
Absolutely.
weak my weakness, I'm definitely hard on myself, and
Okay.
I used to not be able to accept constructive feedback. That
Okay.
was a real problem of mine, where I would do something. I think I did it the way that I thought was the right way. I did the best way. So it was a little bit hard for me to take direction in a sense. But it wasn't until I started reading Proverbs where Proverbs, I believe 15 talks about how you have to be able to be open ear for wisdom because that's how you gain more knowledge. And so when I just sat back and listened and take advice from people who've been in this industry for years, take wisdom from my mom, my brothers, anybody who provided me wisdom, I was able to take it and grow and use it.
Right. And you were talking about as far as acting, um,
Mhm.
you enjoy the fact of playing a different character and doing that. Do you have a favorite actor out there that you're like, I would love to be in a film with him?
Yes, Daniel Coella.
Okay.
That he is my number one actor right now. He holds some of
Okay.
my best performances, like him in Judas and the Black Messiah, him in Get Out, him in that one Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
The way he acts, I I kind of took inspiration from him. Like, he got me into eye acting. He likes to act with
Okay.
his eyes as well. Um, and I've been told by many people that, oh, I can just feel your emotion from your eyes alone. And I
Right.
definitely get that from him. And I would love to co-star alongside him
Yeah.
one day.
Tell everyone what eye acting is.
So
For those that don't know, tell us about that.
it's being able to convey what you feel, whatever emotions that you're harboring, and have it shown only through your eyes. Like, when you look into a person's eyes, like for example, when someone says, "Oh, I looked in their eyes and I knew they were my first love," and I
Right.
can just tell by the way they're looking at me. That would be a form of eye acting, being able to know what someone is feeling and going through just by their eyes. Like the quote says, "Eyes are the window to the soul."
Right.
So,
I have to say about that eye acting. I took a online acting class with John Swanbeck a few years ago, and it was called Get Cinematic. I never heard about eye acting. I remember how frustrating it was because first of all, you're online. They give you a script. You have a scene partner, but it was the first time that I've ever heard about eye acting where you're really close and it's focusing on that person's eyes and how they in some movies he would play back how they get that shot where it's really tight and the actors the cameras are really tight and it's all about
mm,
the eye. You're the first person that I've heard after I attended that class about eye acting. And
mm,
it's not as easy as it seems though. It's kind of hard because I remember it took me a few classes to understand and to get it, but once you get it and the teacher's like, that's it, it's an amazing thing. And it was Get Cinematic. So I love that you brought that up. You mentioned coach. Did you have an acting coach?
so I got my acting coach in 2019. It was, oh, I love talking about this story. So one of my personal favorite short films I ever did was called The McHenry Trial, and
Okay.
it's a 14-year-old kid who passes the bar exam, and he defends his father who was wrongly accused of murder. And that was my first project that really challenged me, and that was the first project I had where I needed a coach. And so they provided me with the coach. Her name is Miss Alexia Robinson. I now take her classes, Alexia Robinson Studio. Totally recommend it. Um, she put so much dedication into helping me prepare for that role. There was nights where we would stay up till like 3 a.m. just still going after for this role. And she was like, Caleb, you need sleep. I'm like, no, no, we need it. I need to get this. I need to get this. And she was willing to stay up with me and work with me. She actually is the uh, person who taught me how to even become a character. Like, there's so much wisdom and knowledge that Miss Alexia has blessed me with that I am forever grateful for this day. And her work shows. From that role alone, I received over 10 Best Actor awards at film festivals
Did
for
you
that.
really?
Yes, and I was able to also work alongside Loretta Devine in that project. So that
Really?
that was an amazing experience.
You had to be what? This was before the change, right?
This was no, this was after the change. This was after the
This was after.
change.
Okay, okay. So the film is called again
The McHenry trial.
the McHenry Trial. Oh, how was that working with Miss Divine?
It was so like filled with anxiety because on the call sheet she was not on there. She was not on the call sheet
Okay.
at all. And we're filming in this apartment. It's the first day of filming. Um, Me and my mom walk in the apartment and we're getting ready. And then all of a sudden, I go outside the room and Loretta Devine is just in the kitchen, just cooking in the kitchen. And I said, what is Loretta Devine doing here? And the director came up to me and my mom and said, yeah, the person who's supposed to be playing the grandma, something happened and she's filling in because the director was friends with Miss Loretta and she had to go to the Emmys that day. So she had to go catch a plane. So she was in a rush basically. And so they were nervous. They're like, we don't know how Caleb's going to do with Loretta Devine and Rush and all that. But once I got past that she was Loretta Devine and I was able
Yeah.
to play her grandson, we just went beat for beat. We were just going back and forth with each other. And yeah, she is incredible, very beautiful
So when
woman,
you're
very legend in the
when you're
industry
put
for
in a
sure.
situation, I'm so sorry. Sorry,
You're good.
that lag. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish your thought.
I know I was just saying she was a legend in the industry.
Absolutely, she's a legend in the industry. She's great. Um, Anyone that doesn't know Miss Loretta Devine, she's been in everything, but what we most remember her for is Waiting to Exhale, where she did a great job. I think that was the first time that I saw her in a film, knew who she was, and absolutely fell in love with her character. Someone that you would want to be your family member, but for you to be situation, all of a sudden, Miss Divine's on set, you're tripping, but you're composed. When you were able to exhale, for instance, how was that for you? Like, were you
Yeah,
tripping? Were you like, I just
I
did a
was
scene with her? Like, how were you?
geeking I was geeking out because it's one thing to co-star alongside her. It's another thing to be her grandson.
Right.
And I remember when me and my mom were in the Uber on the way back to the hotel, you were like, I just worked with Loretta Devine. And my mom kept telling me, like, you just worked with Loretta Devine. And then when I told my brothers, especially my brother Isaiah, he was like, bro, like you worked alongside Loretta Devine. Like, do you not realize
Right.
like he still brings that up to this day. Like I'll be in the
Yes.
kitchen doing schoolwork. He's like, bro, I was just thinking in the car, like, you worked with Loretta Devine. And I was
Exactly.
like, yes, Isaiah, I understand.
That is so awesome. Congratulations to you. That's absolutely amazing. And the fact that you didn't know and you still were able to go there and be professional. Did you feel like when you walked out of there, like, okay, bucket list done, didn't know I was even going to do that with an artist or an actress like her, a legend like her, and you did that?
Hmm.
Do you have those moments like, okay, like I'm on the right track here?
I definitely got that moment when she was accepting of me and she acknowledged my work. That
Right.
changed everything. Um, there was a journalist out in Sacramento who interviewed my mother about me and interviewed the director of that film. and the director said that Loretta acknowledged my work, and she said I was amazing to work with. And that acknowledgement
Wow.
put
Yeah.
put everything in fruition. Like, okay, I am on the right track. That is
Right.
someone who didn't need to say that about me.
Right.
Um, and for someone of her caliber, for her talent, her passion, dedication to acting, for her to acknowledge and accept me as a fellow storyteller, like, really gave me that extra motivation.
Right. Right. I want to ask you about that as far as the acknowledgement, because I know as artists, actors, it's like no matter how many times someone that's not in the field that you do is like, wow, that's awesome, that's great. Isn't it different for you when it's someone like another actor or like Miss Divine? Do you feel like that acknowledgement from them makes you feel like just more actor? I'm a professional actor. This is like, you know, how you're wanting that from your peers, basically, the peers that you work with. Do you feel like you need that or, you
Um,
know, that?
I view it as, I guess, reassurance,
Okay. Yep.
because I used to doubt myself a lot and doubt
Right.
my ability, and I used to be blind to the gift that God gave me.
Right.
And when I would be in those headspaces, that's when I would hear the acknowledgement, and that's where I would hear the acceptance, and it gave
Right.
me reassurance. Like, I know now. Now I know that God, this is the lane that God has given me, and I'm just
Right.
going to continue to grow in it. I'm going to continue to walk in my purpose that He laid out for me. And
Right.
with every role, with everything I take, I'm just going to try to grow from before and keep developing, and more importantly, be patient. You know, I'm not fiending for the big break in acting. I'm not fiending for that big job opportunity, big role opportunity.
Right.
It will come when it's going to come, and it's going to come. And
Right.
my time does come, the whole world is going to know my
Right.
name, and the whole world is going to feel my impact and feel the presence of of God's gift.
Absolutely. I definitely do believe that. Talking to you, like I said, watching you, and I you talked about what Loretta Devine. Is it out yet? Is it still in production? Post
Um,
production?
I don't think it officially came out. I think he's still submitting it to film festivals.
Okay.
So he's just going on with that train, because it's still winning for best short film and stuff like that, and best story.
Right.
So I think he's still pushing it out for more film festivals.
Right. Absolutely. What do you think about the film festivals, the opportunities that we have here in Sacramento? Because Sacramento has so many film festivals. Have you participated in a place called SAC, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the only Sacramento Film Festival I participated in, I think it's literally just called Sacramento Film Festival,
Okay.
and I also
Okay.
participated in the Western
Okay.
Film Festival out here in Sac.
With your writing, and now that you're writing films, short films, all of that, do you look ahead to, okay, I definitely want to shop this film at a film festival. I want to get it out there. What are your plans for the films and the writing that you're doing?
Yeah, I have my right hand man. That is Joey Catch's Story Lit Films. I met him off the chains, actually. Um,
Okay.
he is a cinematographer, and his work is just incredible. And I always told him, every time I film with him, I say, you're gonna shoot my first film. Like, you're gonna shoot all my films. Like, there's no one else I'm going to besides you. And I know down the line we're gonna make that happen, and we're gonna submit it to film festivals, and hopefully it gets recognition and stuff like that. So
Right. So we talk all this film stuff. We've been doing this, and if you're just joining me, guys, I'm here with Sacramento actor Kaleb Roberts. Um, Doing big things here in Sacramento. And I like how you just slid in that Loretta Devine, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I get why your brother's like like, hey, you worked with Loretta Devine. That's absolutely huge. So he's doing huge things. He's here on Rossie's Clubhouse, guys. Take time out, please subscribe, hit the like if you're liking the content. Now, besides all of this that you're doing for fun, what do you do for fun? Are you a gamer? Have you thought about voiceover? You have an amazing voice. Your voice sounds like you'd be radio DJ or something. Your voice is amazing. Have you thought about that?
A little bit, definitely recently because I've been watching a lot more animated films and shows.
Okay.
So voiceover work is always cool. But yes, I do
Yeah.
I do game in my free time a little bit. Not as
Okay.
much. I try
Right.
to more now.
Okay.
But I used to spend like all day on the game. But now I
Yeah.
can't do that with college. Um,
Right.
but I also play basketball with my brother.
Okay.
Um, I do yoga also
Okay.
read poetry a lot. That's pretty much my hobby.
What did you do this summer? Did you have a great summer? Do you guys go on vacations? Like, what did you do?
Um, yes, there was vacation, but it was also
Good.
summer school and the play. um, the start of the summer, we went to Hawaii. It was
Nice.
me, my mom, my brothers, and my nephew. Um,
Nice.
it was a good time. That was my first time being in Hawaii. Then I found out that I got the part for the play. So when I got back from Hawaii, it was rehearsal and
Okay.
summer school. I had
Okay.
3 accelerated classes and balancing that and then having to go to the theater in the evening
Right.
um, was definitely a process for sure. So
Okay.
my summer wasn't as free in schedule
Okay.
wise as I thought it would have been. Um,
Okay.
but yeah.
Okay. Is there a game that you're looking forward to coming out?
This game called Wolverine. Wolverine is supposed to be
Yeah.
in development. I'm excited
Okay.
for that. Not any other games off the top of my head. I pretty much play Overwatch right now.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so
Okay. Let's see. You were talking about vacation. I want to get back to the show, the stage, the theater, the part that
mhm.
you are you still shooting that? Are you still doing that? Is it still in
No,
production? Is
that
that has
the
that
last the
wrapped?
last performance, the last performance was September 1st. So we
Okay.
were performing from August 9th to September 1st. I still miss it to this day. I'll just
Yeah.
randomly think about that role because that role really changed me. So the play was called Mud River Stone. It was written by
Okay.
Lynn Nottage, and it's about this African American couple traveling to Africa to be more connected to their roots. And while they're in Africa, they get stranded at this hotel, and they get held hostage by the bellboy. And the bellboy was me, and my
Okay.
character was a child soldier for 10 years. And so
Okay.
it was talking about the struggles of colonialism and stuff like that in class structures. And that performance, that role was very tough to get into,
Okay.
um, which is why it was very rewarding when I was able to perform it. And I wish I could perform it for longer because it was definitely a bittersweet performance at the final performance, knowing that like I'm not gonna walk like this dude again, like I'm not gonna talk like
Right.
him. And my inspiration from Chadwick even helped me play that role because I had to have an African accent. So being able to tap back into that
Right.
was good.
I want to ask you really quick about dialect.
Mhm.
Do you have a dialect teacher, or do you do that yourself?
Yeah, I do it myself. Never had a
Do you
dialect
really?
coach.
So for the because I'm noticing a trend that you're playing these complicated roles,
Mhm,
really
mhm.
complicated roles. That rehearsal schedule for you, days are you rehearsing for a play when you're doing a play of that caliber?
So we were rehearsing from 6 to like 10:30 every night, and originally the call sheet says 6 to 9, but we were staying an extra hour for sure. Um,
Right.
and even when I'll get back home, I'll still be studying it.
Right.
Every morning, my breaks between my classes, I'll be studying it. Before I go to bed, studying it. Right after I wake up, studying it. Like I always make sure to study as much as possible for that role. Yeah.
Congratulations on everything. I mean, I think it's amazing. What are you working on now? What do you want to share with us now? Let us know what you have coming up, what we can expect from Kaleb Roberts in the next year or so.
I've hidden project right now that I'm going to be filming in a couple weeks with Joey. So I can't wait for people to see that when it's finished and done. Um, as that's pretty much it for right now. Mainly now I'm focused on school and trying to get this semester through, to make sure I can get my AA on time. But yeah,
Well, I absolutely am so happy that I got to sit down and talk with you. It's an amazing the things that you've done already in your young career. I can't wait to see what else you're going to bring for us or have for us here in Sacramento. You guys, this is Kaleb Roberts, young artist here in Sacramento. He's an actor, writer. He's into music, and he has a project that's coming up on the low. Can't talk about it, but we know that's going to be great. I can't wait to see that. Also, really quick, one last question. I totally can see you in a series. What do you think about TV sitcoms? Would you do that?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I think I'm ready for the schedule. Honestly, I want to
Okay.
know how filming a series actually works.
Right.
So that definitely, I would be down for that.
Right. I can see that. I can see a lot of big things coming from you. I'm excited that you sat down with me today. Um, You guys, this is Kaleb Roberts. Again, Sacramento actor. We're doing big things here in Sacramento. Sacramento proud. Sacramento stand up. There is so much talent here in Sacramento. And Rossie's Clubhouse, just to let you guys know, is a Sacramento-based podcast, and I focus on interviews in all areas of entertainment. So I have some big artists coming up for you. Next week, you guys, I have Misha DeSalle. Congratulations to Misha DeSalle. She is a writer here in Sacramento, also a director. She wrote the award-winning film Hidden in Plain Sight. I was the lead in that film, and Buddy Raming, who is a big comedian here in Sacramento, he was also the lead. And so we are so thankful to be nominated for Best Lead Actor and Actress. Again, Misha DeSalle will be here. I cannot wait to talk with her. She is an amazing writer. So, Misha, we're looking forward to seeing you. And guys, next month I have a really big artist coming from. Where are you at, Colleen Shannon? Colleen is a celebrity DJ. She has music out there. She's also an award winning child author and former Playmate. She was on the 50th edition of Playboy. So I cannot wait to talk to her and see how we got from that to where she is now. I spoke with her on the phone, amazing woman. And there's also so many more coming. Also, Hayla V. Hayla V will be back with me November 25th. I can't wait to see what's going on with her. She just, I think she's getting ready to perform the Tiny Desk concert or show. Anyways, Hayla's doing big things here in Sacramento. Yum's Awkward, Affiliato, Mellow, YNG4L. Thank you guys so much. Kaleb, thank you. Don't leave. Stay backstage. And you guys join me next Monday. I'll be here with Misha DeSalle, and
The
we are
final,
going to go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to thank you for giving me your platform and having a conversation with me. And I want to get this on air when I do have that big break. I want to come back on here and give an update. I would
Of
love that
course.
opportunity, and I would love to have the world join into the clubhouse for sure.
Thank you so much. And absolutely, I wanted to tell you, just to let you know, Kaleb, anytime you have anything going on, hit me up, email me. You know where to hit me up at. I'm always on Instagram. Let me know, Rossie, this project's coming out. I'd love to have you on. And the director of the film, absolutely, you are always welcome back here for real. And I always do updates just to have the artist back on. And I'm definitely going to be following your career. So we will know each other. So just know that you're always welcome. We will make a studio and have you back on. And I'll always work around your schedule just to let you know. If Monday's not good for you, we'll do it on a Wednesday night. Also, I have another show, you guys. You can join me Wednesday nights on Movie Lovers Unite. If you missed the Matt Barnes interview with John Gregorio and I, go check it out. It's here on Rossie's Clubhouse. You can check it out on Movie Lovers Unite. I will be with Movie Lovers Unite this upcoming Wednesday. Guys, we're discussing The Penguin on HBO. Oh my gosh, it is so good. And I finally got to see The Batman, because you got to watch that in order to watch the Penguin. Excellent, excellent. Colin Farrell's doing a great job as the Penguin. So, John, I'll see you guys Wednesday. And also at the end of the month, catch me with the video game segment. I'll be back with Trust and Multiverse of Geekdom. You guys, we're not going to talk too much about articles. We're going to do a Halloween show, and then we'll be back with our articles. You all know we're waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6, and there's a lot of news coming out. So I'll chat with you guys. We're going to be out, you guys. So thank you so much. Comment section, Instagram Live. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys coming in and showing Kaleb love in the comment section. Thank you. To Kaleb's mom, you did a great job. Thank you.